Sir, your name?
Ron Horn. I'm here to support the youth and, to basically protest against gun violence. Probably going to take, it's going to take a lot of votes. We're voting for candidates that support reasonable gun regulation. Certainly getting rid of assault rifles.
Okay.
The Second Amendment basically said that you got to have, in order to have a gun, you have to have a regulated militia.
Right.
People have, kind of like the Bible, people tend to pick the parts of the Constitution they want to get behind and leave the other parts behind.
It's like Luby's, huh? You pick what you want, you want the side dish. You take the potatoes, but you leave the macaroni, right?
The Constitution is not a buffet.
Gotcha. So you're not for ban guns?
I am not for, anyone being deprived of what is an actual right.
Yes.
But the Second Amendment is second to the First Amendment. I believe that the First Amendment will protect me from the Second Amendment.
Police have been known to shoot minorities way more than white people. Do you think that one day there might be a rogue police force or a rogue military? Do you think that we should have the capability of protecting ourselves from them?
The idea that anybody with a gun is going to be able to stop the police or the military, they're dreaming, okay? Especially now, think about it. They have drones that they've been using in Afghanistan. You think that any person with no matter how many guns they have can stop a bomb?
Right.
And you need to only look at what happened to MOVE in the back in the, I would say, 70s, 80s, where the police basically dropped a bomb on an entire block. So your gun is not protecting you from the government.
Okay. What's the first thing you want to see done today? Any law specifically or anything like that, or you like you said, vote people in?
No, I think if the politicians are motivated by the fact that they're going to be voted out, then they should be limiting the access to assault weapons.
Yes.
Well, actually, they should ban assault weapons
altogether,
and then and regulate the bullets. In other words, if you say, okay, the guns.
$1 at a time?
Touch. No, one bullet at a time. I think it was Chris Rock that said if bullets were $10,000 a piece, it would be solved.
Okay. Any last thing before we go?
What's that?
Anything you want to say before I end the interview?
Vote early and often. And to the young people, I would say congratulations. You are now living your parents' lives.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, sir. All right. What is your name?
My name is Allie Moore.
Allie Moore.
Well, I am helping. My girlfriend is registering voters.
Oh, okay, great, awesome.
Yeah, so she's volunteering for Battleground Texas. So I'm helping her. I have a very loud voice, so I'm using my loud voice to get attention for people to vote, to register to vote.
And y'all guys want people to just vote for anyone or everyone, or who exactly?
We are not endorsing any candidate. That's illegal for us to do, but it is super important for you to participate in the democratic process, and the way you do that is through voting. So no matter your ideology, we will help you register to vote.
Do you think right now in the gun reform, we should we should think about voting to change the law right now?
Yeah, definitely.
We'll go for it.
Oh no, yeah, sorry, yes.
Okay.
I would like to see where it's a lot more difficult to get guns.
Right.
I think we should definitely do background checks, but not stop there. Background checks shouldn't be the only thing. I think they just shouldn't be so prolific. I don't think it just shouldn't be so easy to have so many guns.
Why not? Because the Second Amendment is there to protect us from the government. A lot of people think that Trump is a racist and a bigot, and the cops have been known to shoot minorities a lot more than white people. Do you think that that one day they can go rogue, that we need to have just in case guns to protect us?
That's a very good point that I honestly had not thought of. I would say if we're gonna put gun control on citizens, we need to make sure that doesn't mean that the government can stockpile. You know, it doesn't add an uneven sort of distribution.
Right.
I'd say that's very, very important to consider when making these laws. Because yeah, that is kind of frightful that maybe we have nothing and suddenly they have everything.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Because tyrannical, they take away the guns first from the citizens, and then everyone goes to a gulag afterwards.
Yes, exactly. And I do think, like, I mean, I'm not saying we should take away every single gun in the world, but I do think that there is absolutely no reason for anyone to have an assault rifle that can kill people in just a couple of seconds. You know, that a lot of people, mass amounts of people. I just don't think that's necessary at all.
People are afraid that if you take away the assault rifles and there's still mass shootings, that then they're going to say take away the guns, and they think that's the government's way of taking away the guns. Because the Virginia Tech shooter shot over almost 50 people, and he only used 2 handguns. What do you think about having the citizens having more guns? Do you think more guns will protect us from mass shooters, basically?
No, I don't. No. I think it will just add to the confusion. I mean, if you think about it, if someone's walking down the hallway shooting someone, all of a sudden you have crossfires going on.
Right.
I mean, I just think it's going to make the whole situation much messier, much more confusing. Who is the actual attacker and who's the defender?
Right.
And that's all I can think, that it's just going to complicate the situation. And so, yeah, no, I don't think you should add more. That's my personal opinion, that adding more will. The main thing I want to say is kind of reiterating what my girlfriend said, is just no matter your stance, I think Facebook is a great platform. A lot of people do put stuff out there, but I think really it comes down to being active by voting, actually going out there, because it's one thing to say things and even make signs, but it's another thing to show up and march for whatever it is that you believe.
Right.
And actually go register and go vote. And
do our civic duty.
So I think really that's important, is following through with those words that we're putting out so easily on social media and things like that.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Here to speak my mind about gun reform, and I don't know, that's basically why I'm here, is because I don't feel safe whenever I go to school.
Police to have guns, and we feel safe with them. Do you think a teacher has the same like responsibility? Like, we can trust the teacher, don't you think?
No, I mean, because a policeman, that's like their job. They're meant to protect us, but teachers should be meant to educate us. And I don't know, that's their job, and that's the police's job.
Right.
Those, I mean, a lot of politicians are just like refusing to, like Marco Rubio, he keeps saying like he doesn't want to ban assault rifles, but really he just wants his money for his campaigns from the NRA.
Right.
And yes, I do want to see a ban on assault rifles and more background checks, because like if you, I read that like it takes 4 months for people in Japan to get like a hunting rifle, and that I believe that that's how it should be here, and that we should be no different. And let's see, yes, I believe that we should like raise the age to 21. Yeah, I think it's common sense that we should have more gun reform, because other countries like Japan, England, Australia, they have gun reform because like they have or if other countries have experienced like at least one mass shooting, then they have, like Australia, they had gun reform right after that.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, I really do believe that it's just common sense.
Okay. So not banning all guns though, because England, all them, they banned all guns. You don't think we should ban all guns, right?
No.
Okay.
Did that come out? It might have. I don't know.
Well, because you said we should follow Australia and England, and they banned all guns. England, Australia.
Shoot,
yeah.
That's not what I meant by that.
Okay, but you're talking about like semi-automatic rifles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Sir.
My name is Brian.
Brian, what does your sign say?
It says buns, not guns, and I'm giving away buns.
Okay, buns, not guns, and you're giving away your buns.
Yeah.
Why are you here today besides just handing out buns?
I'm here because I think that our government is taking us in a direction that we shouldn't be heading, and we need to stand up for what's right. And all these school shootings, nobody's doing anything about it.
What's the best way of stopping those school shootings? Is it voting in politicians that are not funded by the NRA?
Yes, definitely. I think the NRA has like a real stranglehold on politics right now, and it's kind of ridiculous how much money is involved with that.
A lot of people believe that the NRA are just protecting our rights to own a gun. That was in the Constitution, Second Amendment. Do you think? What do you think about the Second Amendment and owning weapons?
I think that's what it originally started out as, to protect people's rights, but it's kind of turned into something else, which is just to let people have as many guns as they want.
Right. So you think there's a limit on how many guns a person should own?
Yeah. I mean, it's just. I don't know what the answer is, honestly.
Right.
I wished I did, but there's got to be something else, something more we can do.
Well, I mean, do you think there should be age restrictions, anything like that, or maybe just banning certain type of weapons?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know, honestly.
Yeah, we're just
Semi-automatic rifles definitely shouldn't be legal. You know,
right.
Bump stocks definitely not.
Right.
There needs to be a stronger process in which people go through to get these guns.
Just make it harder for everyone to not just go in for a few hours and then boom, you have a gun.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, you have anything else to say to anyone listening out there? You want to say comment or anything?
I am here seriously, not as a joke.
Yeah, okay. All right. So we're here, we mean it, and we're fighting for our rights and for everyone to live, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it. No problem. Thank you. What are you guys here for right now?
We're here for to uphold gun control and some sensible gun rules.
What kind of sensible gun rules do
Well, I'm really not here against the NRA or banning the Second Amendment, just want to have some control over the most violent weapons.
Is that banning assault rifles? Is that age restriction to 21 to own a weapon? Is it more stricter background checks? Is any of those?
Certainly more stricter background checks, especially the ones that take place at gun shows,
Right.
perhaps raising the age of gun ownership.
Okay. Trump wanted teachers to be armed with guns. Do you think that's safe in school?
No, I think it's kind of silly, actually. They have enough to do without doing guns on their hips.
Okay. A lot of people think the Second Amendment is a right, a human right, to protect ourselves from the government, from police. A lot of people think that President Trump is a bigot and a racist. The police have been known to shoot minorities more than Caucasians. Do you think that one day police or military could go rogue? And do you think that we should be in the same level as them and having the same type of weapons to protect ourselves from them?
Yeah, the Second Amendment is an American right, but it's not an absolute right. It has to be weighed with the other rights of safety.
Right. What do you think is the first step to protecting everyone? Do you think it's banning the AK-47s, AR-15s, or is it voting in politicians who are not funded by the NRA?
Well, certainly everybody here needs to carry a sign, but they also need to vote. It won't do any good otherwise. And as far as banning particular weapons, that's probably not the best way. They'll always invent another weapon. So particular guns, not so much. Maybe a particular type of weapons, because they shouldn't be armed like the military.
Okay.
My name is Rodney Jordan.
Mr. What are you doing here?
I'm here supporting the students of America, all across America. I'm showing unity, and I'm supporting the students as an adult. We are fighting for what I fought for as an American veteran who served this country. I'm here for the right to do this, to assemble. But we're fighting for voices to be heard and regulation change. We want our lobbyists out of our government, and we want our lives to serve the constituents. That's what we want. We want change.